Welcome back to the Edward Allen Walsh channel. Today I'm finally going to show you the bank that I've been promising you for the past couple of videos. So I hope you all enjoy what we've acquired in 9 weeks of playing. We've played 1 week as a free-to-play, we've played 8 weeks as a member, in 2 days anyway. So all of this was acquired mainly from making unfinished potions. Here recently with the new content, we were able to flip those bones. For those of you who've watched my channel, you know this. And make some good money. And we've been merching here and there small flips from time to time. And we spend a lot by slaying with a cannon and stuff. So most of my drops, I can't really count Slayer drops. They kind of break even. But anyway, I hope you all enjoy. So on my first tab, guys, I've got all my gear, my main setups that I use when I play. So far all I do is slay. After 85 Slayer, I plan to branch out and do a few things in the game, like get my fire cape and probably imbue my Slayer helm. But I went ahead and I took apart my Slayer mask and the blowpipe so that I could make them tradable. I'll tell you why I have this gear. At the end of each tab I'll add up all the prices, but I'll give you some idea by pulling out some of the things. I don't have any programs to tell you what my bank is worth. I just have to pull them out and price check them and add them all up. But I'm sure I don't want to bore you with that. I'll just pull out, some big ones. But anyway, we made sure to get a black mask and make our Slayer helm. A Fury was like the first big item that I bought because you didn't need any requirements to wear it, and I still wear it. I wear it on all of my setups, whether I'm doing mage, range, or melee. My mage setup is just mystics with the white boots because when I bought the set, they were so much cheaper than the black boots. The staves, I only use them when I pretty much do in-town magic. I don't really use any combat magic. I used to when I had an Iron Drag task in the beginning, but then I switched to range, and then I just started canceling that task every time I got it. The Carols, I don't use it as range gear. I use it as defense gear towards magic, more like if I was going to go against Bloodvelds or something, that does magical damage, but I'm still going to melee it. I would definitely wear my double Carols, and then with a defender and a weapon, I feel pretty good. The setup that I do use when I'm using some sort of range is the next thing, which is this dragon hide setup with the blowpipe. And the blowpipe is way more expensive than I thought it was. I thought I just had to, spend a bunch of millions on a pipe and some darts, and I was good. I didn't even know anything about the scales until after I owned the pipe. And those things are now like 200 a piece, so I'll be happy when I can kill the cunt that drops them. And then I won't need to buy somebody else's. But, my hide set, I made sure just not to have it all matching. I don't want to look like a Power Ranger, so I just would try to get the cheapest pieces in the beginning that I could get. And that's what I ended up with. Later on, I'll change my colors around to suit my flavored taste of having to stare at my character when I use it. But I hope to be able to soon branch out and play other accounts like Deadman and do it on my mobile. The Abyssal Dagger is my main go-to weapon. I've been training strength. I'm almost halfway to 99. I'll be 92 with one more day of strength. But that's why we also have the Leaf Battle Axe. I have the Leaf Bladed Battle Axe also to train my strength on the tasks where I can't use my Abbey Dagger. So I pretty much have it down to where I can strength train on every single task. But Black Demons I use range on, and now I'm starting to use my blowpipe here and there just to test it out, see what the range XP was like with it. It is very fast, but it's very expensive. I think it's more of a boss-only weapon than it is just straight up like I see everybody using it, but I don't know, I don't know how they all fund their blowpipe operation. And then we have the Canon. That thing was an expensive thing, but we got it early. So let me give you an idea with just that first tab. That's 27.2. There's more stuff on the first tab, like the Canon. But I'll just throw in right at the end what it is. Alright, then on our second tab, we have the holiday items they gave us. They're tradable, and I didn't want to mix them in since they're not worth squat, so I kind of separated them, and then that's where I keep my clean cash pile. And I put the Slayer helm pieces there so that I could just put them back in my helm. I'm trying to, along with showing you guys what was in my bank, I was able to get my bank organized. The time that I set aside to do this was very beneficial to my future with my bank. It was very unorganized before. We have 7.2 mil in cash. And then we got these holiday items. And like the tab before, at the end I'll just give you an add up of them all. In between I'll give you the total of the tab. The bond is untradeable because I bought it off the GE. My membership is up in 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 2 days. My membership is up in 2 days. So I went ahead and secured it the same day that I flipped bones. So as you can see, the holiday items, they're not really worth anything. Like, the day that I started playing, I bought the green mask, and it was at 10, I think. So it's not like I lost money on them either. On the third tab, I keep all of my potions. This bank video allowed me to organize my potions in a manner that in the future will be so convenient for when I come back from slaying. Just being able, like, you never know when you're going to come back sometimes with 2 doses or 1 dose or 3 doses, and then you do know on some tasks exactly how many of those you need, so it's very helpful to just be able to grab, like, oh, I need 7 doses of that before a task. Or, oh, I have 2 doses left, put it back. You catch my drift. Anyway, let me go ahead and start pulling them out, because I know potions can add up, even though they don't look like anything. I probably should have just pulled out the bigger ones just to put them all in one, but whatever. So 300 and some K in potions. I'll put the exact at the end like the other tabs. But I recommend anybody who hasn't done this yet, start locking your bank after you organize it, and then you only have to do it once. Then you come back, you can just, one click, hit your button to dump your inventory, and it goes right where it's supposed to. On the fourth tab, I keep all of my teleports and my food and my runes. Mainly because I use all my runes for teleporting. The number one thing is teleporting. I only really do magic outside of combat. The tabs are mainly just for when I'm lazy. Bones to Peaches is my go-to food source very often. The sharks are on tasks where I can't Bones to Peach. I don't use Guthans to heal because it's shared XP and I'm just trying to train strength. I might train the other ones later. I'm just not 100 yet. That's what I'll do. Alright, so we got 455k on that tab. Probably just mainly like, the nature runes and stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, The 5th tab, this is my Ghetto tab of the wilderness. This is what I would love to put on when I take off into the wilderness. That way that I'm not risking shit, but so far I haven't killed anyone yet playing the game, but I'm sure if I was at a point where I was killing players in the game, my wilderness tab wouldn't look like this. But I doubt it's worth much. That's sort of the point, is to make this tab not worth much at the moment. It's pretty much donations to another player at the moment. 325. Tab 6 is just my utility crap tab, what I expect to use on quests or whenever I'm doing boring stuff in the game. I don't know if it would really be worth even pulling anything out. I don't think any of this stuff, that's not even tradable. I don't think any of this stuff worth any money. Yeah, 100K hanging out in there. Back in the day when I used to play, that would have been a lot more, man. Those things were like 25 GP a piece. On tab 7, I just have lots of random shit that I'm trying to forget that I have, and then I have quest items, and I have I guess you would call it, the fashionscape stuff, the outfits that you get that don't really interact with the game, but they change the way you look, and we got a lot of them for the holiday event. So there's nothing to price check on there. Well, I mean there is, but there ain't. Like a mithril set is tradable, but I'd only use that for getting the tokens when we got the defenders, so if I ever have to get more defenders, that's what I keep it in there for. So yeah, no price on that. The last tab of the bank is just bones that I save from random tasks because I know that I need to get 70 per air. So I don't want to sell them, so I just hoard them. Either way, I'm sure. I think dragon bones were crashing last time I checked. $2.5 is what they're worth. 180K. That needs to go to the altar. It is also worth note, guys, that on my first tab, I still have 13 moss giant keys and 14 hill giant keys. My original plan was to make a video doing all of those keys and do them on Slayer tasks. Now, how I get the Slayer task would be by resetting my task with that Borthope guy and him give me something like giants. But now I don't know if I'm ever going to reset my tasks, so I don't know if I'll ever get to do it that way. I might just have to make a video one day, guys, of doing all the moss keys, and then make a video one day of doing all the giant keys, and see what we get, because that's 13 keys and 14 keys. People tell me that the drops aren't bad there, so you never know. That should sum up my bank video. Now you guys know what I'm working with in my bank after 9 weeks. It's roughly 40 mil, give or take on the bond. They fluctuate, but they're averaging out quite well. By the end of the bond in my bank, I will definitely be 85 Slayer, assuming no crises happen in my life. And my strength will be past halfway to 99. And my range should be higher, and we should have a fire cape, hopefully. But I can't promise that playing on mainly free Wi-Fi with really bad ping. In the making of this video, I lagged out about 12 times, so I don't know how well that's gonna work. But You stay tuned and you find out. Be sure to hit that sub button if you haven't already to see my future stuff. And maybe some of you out there made some money off of those bones like I did, because I just couldn't keep doing it. I was bored and I didn't like the idea of being called a scammer. But if you did, awesome. Stay tuned for more. Peace.